because today is his mom's birthday. And so it'll be really special for both of them, something that they'll always remember. He told me that I just talked to him a few minutes ago about when he gave his life to Christ. And so he's ready to follow the Lord now in baptism. Kim will baptize her next week, maybe with some others. Okay, Thomas, are you ready? I know you are. He's been ready. Okay, stand in that chair. Okay. Thomas came forward this morning after he asked Jesus into his heart, and he wanted us to follow the Lord in baptism. Thomas, did Jesus come into your heart?
Yes.
Okay. You ready to live for him? Okay. Thomas, because you've given your life to Jesus, and you and your mom and dad came forward this morning and you made your decision to follow him, and because this church has given me this privilege, Thomas, it's my honor tonight to baptize you as my little brother in Christ. And I do so in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, bearing you with Jesus in baptism. And raise your offering. Okay. All right. You're ready.
Such a great way to start off the evening with baptism. Won't you stand with us and let's worship the Lord tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seems like all I could see was a struggle. Haunted by ghosts that lived in my past, bound up in shackles of all my failure, wondering how long is this gonna last. Then you look at this prisoner and say to me, son, stop fighting a fight that's already been won. I am redeemed. You set me free. Yeah. So I'll shake off these heavy chains, wipe away every stain. I'm not who I used to be. I am redeemed. Oh, Lord, my life I have been called unworthy. By the voice of my shame and regret. But when I hear you whisper, child, lift up your head, I remember, oh God, you're not done with me yet. I am redeemed. You set me free. Yeah. So I'll shake off these heavy chains, wipe away every stain. I'm not who I used to be, because I don't have to be an old man inside of me. His day is long dead and gone, because I've got a new name, a new life. I'm not the same, and a hope that will carry me home. I am redeemed. You set me free. So I'll shake off these heavy chains, wipe away every stain. I'm not who I used to be. I am redeemed. You set me free. So I'll shake off these heavy chains, wipe away every stain. 'Cause I'm not who I used to be. Oh God, I'm not who I used to be. Jesus, I'm not who I used to be. I am redeemed, how I'd love to proclaim it. Redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, redeemed through His infinite mercy, His child, and forever I am. Redeemed, redeemed, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, redeemed, redeemed, His child, and forever I am. Redeemed and so happy in Jesus, no language my rapture can tell. I know that the light of His presence with me doth continually dwell. Redeemed, redeemed, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, redeemed, redeemed, His child, and forever I am. I think of my blessed Redeemer. I think of Him all the day long. I sing, for I cannot be silent. His love is the theme of my soul. Redeemed, oh, I'm redeemed. Redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Redeemed, redeemed, His child, and forever I am. I know I shall see in His beauty the King in whose law I delight, who lovingly guarded my footsteps and giveth me songs in the night. Redeemed, oh, I'm redeemed, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, redeemed, redeemed, His child, and forever I am. Redeemed, oh, I'm redeemed, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, redeemed, redeemed, His child, and forever I am. How great is our God? Sing with me, how great is our God? And oh, sing how great is our God. Come on, church, let's sing that out to Him. How great is our with me, how great is our God. And oh, we'll sing how great is our God. The name above all names. You are the name above all names. You are worthy of all praise. And my heart will sing how great is our God. The name above every name. You are the name above all names. You are worthy of all praise. And my heart will sing how great is our God. How great is our God. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. And oh, we'll see how great is our God. Then sings my soul, then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. One more time, give it all you got. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art.
Great worship. Great singing. Thank you so much. We're glad that you're here tonight. Prayer request. I visited with the Frees this afternoon. I think we're going to make arrangements tomorrow. The funeral for Jeff will probably be either Wednesday or Thursday. It will be in Jacksonville at the Natural Steps Funeral Home. So that's where it will be. And so we'll let you know tomorrow if we make them tomorrow. They're still obviously having a real tough time, and so remember them. It's good to see Landon and Grace here tonight. Had a great service for her grandfather just a little while ago at Bradford. So many people were there, tons of people. So that was we're praying for you, Grace. And then Sarah and Landon, or Hayden Leonard, had their baby boy at about 11:30 this morning. He weighed 8 pounds and 11 ounces or something and 21 inches long. And she was eating lunch when I went by there after church. And so go home tomorrow, and I saw her dad at your grandfather's funeral, and he was fixing to go see her afterwards. So anyway, they're doing well. Morgan and J.R. Miller will be having their baby on Tuesday. Continue to pray for them. And then the other people that we pray for, especially Mabe, he'll be having his next treatment in the morning. Ken Russell will be having open heart surgery in the morning. Pray for Sue Durham as she recovers from knee surgery, and Teresa Metzger, pray for her. Bobby Grimes, our brother-in-law, he's not doing good today, so pray for him and all the others that I mentioned this morning. All right, we're glad you're here. Let's bow together and go to the Lord in prayer. Zach, would you lead us in prayer, please? Amen. Be seated. Thank you. We're glad all of you are here. We want to be the closest church family we can be. We want you to know everybody that goes to church here. Some of you say, I don't know how you know everybody. Well, I'm here all the time. But I'm here both services. So I have an advantage, some of you I don't expect to be here both services. But because we do have two services, and we have grown quite a bit even this year with new members, sometimes it's hard to get to know everybody. And the Bible talks a lot. The New Testament is full of letters to churches. And Paul had a lot to say about getting to know one another. I mean, there are so many one another's in the Bible that it is incredible. I just pulled up some of them. Bear one another's burdens. Encourage one another. Everybody get together. Try to love one. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's something else. That was my pagan day. So it was a good song, but it was of the devil. Anyway, it says, but there are all these one another's in the Bible. There's like 147 one another's. Now, one another in English is two words. In the Greek, it is one word. And we have this command all through the scriptures to love one another, to be at peace with one another, to know one another, to be of the same mind, to accept one another, to not envy one another. Like I said, I just pulled some of these up. Confess your sins one to another, love one another, serve one another, tolerate one another in love, greet one another with a kiss of love. That kind of goes along with that song there. But be devoted to one another, and it continues humility. Give preference to one another in honor. Don't be haughty, be of the same mind, serve one another, clothe yourselves in humility toward one another. It goes on and on. So there's a lot of verses in the Bible that deal, especially the New Testament, to the churches about bearing one another's burdens, be hospitable to one another. And so I say all that to say this. We thought tonight would be an important night, and we are live streaming this, but I wish everyone were here, because I do that. I wish that every service. But this is really going to help you. It has already helped me. and it's going to help you. And it's going to make it easier for you to know somebody. You know, you'll say, you know, somebody was, we had prayer meeting this morning in my office like we always do. The men meet there at 7:30, and I was sharing with them about Jeff Free passing away, and one of the men said, you know, I can't place him. I can't place him. So I thought, you know, it'd be good just, so Melissa had his picture ready, and so we pulled it up so you could see, because, you know, you don't know everybody, and you're not really expected to know it. But with this new system that we're going to share with you tonight, that Brian's going to share with you tonight, you can pull up. Do you have that system on your computer, Melissa? Okay, you got it on there. Well, can you pull it up now? Can you pull something up right here? Can we pull up a picture? Okay, let me give you a name. Tammy Hayes. Pull Tammy Hayes' picture up. This is why it's important to have updated pictures. Huh? Oh, I had it on mine. Yeah, pull that up. That's her picture, and that's little Whitney. That's their picture. So it's incumbent upon you to get those pictures updated. So just when you do that, you can do that from your computer, from your phone. But anyway, Brian's going to come, and I think this is going to be very helpful to you. And what we want to do is we want to be a closer church, better church, a more ministering church, a more praying church. Listen, when you know somebody, when you know somebody, when you can put somebody face, picture, family together, you have a tendency to really zero in on their prayer requests. So that's all this is, and it's a tool, and we want you to use it. We encourage you to use it. Like I said, it's already helped me a bunch, and I think it will you. So Brian, come on up and share with us.
All right, so to get started tonight, we kind of wanted to kick off and just make sure that everybody had the ability to get in, all right? And so what we did was Thursday, we sent out an invitation email to our entire church system, to every email that we had on account. If you did not get that email, this is an excellent time for you to go and find either Sunny. Melinda, do you have a computer? Could you? Okay. Ashley's got mine. Ashley, can you bring it over to her? And we're gonna have to add some emails to your accounts. That way you can get the invitation email. And so that's kind of the best way for us to kick this off. That way we can make sure. So go and find Sunny or Melinda one, and they can kind of walk you through it, how to do that and how to get your email in the system. Now, if you get church emails on a weekly basis, then you should already be in our system. I know there's some people like Justin. He was, being that he grew up in the church, he never got an email, but he's been added now, so he's in it. And so some of the younger ones, probably we don't have emails, but definitely all adults, we want them to be a part of this system. That way they can be a part and kind of take advantage of all of this. And as many of you have seen, if you got that email, and a lot of you, all of these people in this directory here are people that have downloaded the app already and have joined in. So, but a lot of you, like Tammy, I looked for her first on there. So I had to go kind of a separate way to look for her because she hadn't downloaded it yet, but she's probably doing that now. So, but you just have to follow a link there and create a password. And that's really simple. After you create a password, it will tell you need to download this app. It's called the the Realm Connect app. We had it popped up earlier, what exactly that looks like. So that's it, Realm Connect for your church. And so we just want to kind of make sure here at the beginning, everybody is a part of that, and then we'll explain a little bit more about that. So everybody doing well? Anybody having any issues? Sonny's just sitting there not doing anything. So he's glad to show you something if you need help with it. So, and several of us staff members kind of walked through it the other day. So if you need some help, then just kind of flag him down or go over and find him. It's a little bit different kind of church service tonight. So there's usually not a lot of pausing like this and that, but we just want to make sure everybody's doing that. So anyway, while we're doing that, I will take just a few minutes to explain why we're doing this, why changes, which Brother James kind of explained some, but just to let you guys know a little bit about what things look like on the technology side of the church, on our church management, and kind of what this has looked like. We have used ACS Technologies as our church management software for 17 years. For 17 years with really no updates at all. And so it's worked for us. It's done fine. We haven't had any issues. They still kind of support it. They're not adding anything new to it, but they do answer questions when we call them about it. But it doesn't really fill all of our needs. It doesn't do everything that we really need in that. And so after 17 years of using that, and it being classified as a legacy system, we have decided to upgrade. There's just a few reasons for that. Of course, it being old in technology's terms. It also had a lot of, we didn't have any of our giving abilities through it. That wasn't an option. The accounting stuff that Sonny uses is through it, but giving, so that was a very complicated system that he was having to do. All of that's getting integrated now. And basically something that wasn't functional for us is now becoming much, much better for us. So it was also really outdated and hard to update for our various ministries to keep our groups going. It was something that you guys couldn't see. Now, if you look on my profile, you'll see all of the groups that I'm a part of there. You can see those, and then there's others. Everybody's got kind of different. You can see that everybody has different groups that they're a part of. But none of that was front-facing with church life. And so we've wanted to kind of add some functionality here to this. That way we could communicate better, get better info. We've just got a lot of different ministries. Ministries have changed a lot in 17 years. So anyway, so what we're doing is we're sticking with the same company, that ACS, but we're going to their upgraded system, Realm. It's just got a lot more usability for us, and it's a lot better. And so we've done something else that's fairly separate, but we're going to talk a little bit about it tonight, is we have completely scratched our old website and built a new one from the ground up. So we just saw the need for this. Daniel moved. He was the one managing it, and honestly, the system we were using was not that great. It wasn't built for churches, wasn't designed around churches and our needs, and so we've switched to a new system that is built for for churches and is designed around our needs. And so we have also, on top of this, we have also built a whole new website. All that to say, be patient with us. There's a lot of growing pains. There's a lot of figuring it out. As you look through the app, as you look through the website, you may see things that need to be updated that aren't right. Hopefully, I think we've eliminated a lot of the things that are not right. But if you see something, let us know. That way we can update it. So that's just something we wanted to do. For example, in the past, it was hard. None of us could manage our own website pages. We had somebody else doing that. Well, nobody knows the youth ministry here like I do. And nobody knows the children's ministry here like Tanya does. Nobody knows the various ministries. And so now we all have the ability to manage that ourselves. And so if you see something wrong on the children's page, you know who to blame. If you see something wrong on the youth page, I'll tell you who you can blame. I'll think of somebody. So, but it's just something that we're doing just to kind of update things on our side, and hopefully on your side, that should clarify some things. So are we answering questions well? Is that going okay back there? Okay, yes, sir.
I would emphasize that the very first thing we should look when we download is look for the Valley Baptist Star, and that got the wrong VBS.
Yeah, it's not a Valley Baptist app. It's called Realm Connect app.
Right, with the star. The other
Yes.
Dylan at BBC, so
Oh, yeah, that's,
I went to the wrong one. I think
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, that is an old app that we cannot take off of the App Store for some reason, but it is labeled VBC. Okay, so you have to start in your email. So did you get an email? Okay. Okay, go back in your junk file. A few people, it went to their junk file in their email. We would have sent it on Thursday. And so go back to Thursday, see if maybe it's there. I know several people had that. Yes, sir. Okay. All right, so Cable Link's emails are having issues. We're going to have to work through that with them. And so if that's the case, and if you can't, if this just isn't working and you really don't want to speak up in front of 100 people in here, you can call the church office this week too, and we can walk you through this. So we can help you out over the phone on that as well. Make sure that everybody has everything they need. So anyway, I'm just gonna kind of start walking through the different things and how to do them. He mentioned the pictures. Brother James mentioned the pictures. That is a big thing that we want everybody to keep updated, just because you have better pictures of yourself than we do. And so as you can see, as we look through here, these are all of the people that have downloaded this and have joined the directory. And so you can see a lot of people have not added pictures, some have. And so I'm just going to go find myself here. And I forget how to use the alphabet when I'm up in front of people. So there's, right now I have a picture. I added one, but I could change it. I could add a new one. I can take a photo. So that's a good angle. Yeah. So I'm going to use that photo for a minute. There you go. Now I have a new photo. And so it's that easy. All you have to do is just press that icon up there. You can choose an old picture. You don't have to take one right here because obviously that's not a very great picture. But you can go through your photo library and you can choose a picture and add it to it. So Tammy, that should help you out. You can get Whitney out of that picture. So get Whitney as a baby out of the picture. So that's really simple. Something that on our side was very, very difficult. Yes, ma'am. How do you add your picture? So you'll just push. Are you on your profile? Okay, so if you're on your profile, you see that circle up at the top? Okay, so click on that. And it'll give you the chance to use your photo or to take a new one. Do you mind helping her, kind of showing what you had to do there? So, like I said, little growing pains. So this would be fun if I could go through here and add photos for other people, but I don't have that ability. Melinda can, though. Okay, so I see people working, thinking, doing that. Any other questions? Is that making sense? Okay, this feels a little bit more like youth ministry now. This feels right. This tracks, okay. So another thing you can do is you can fix your birthday. with the correct year, because not everybody's years are correct in here, because it turns out a lot of you don't like to give your years, and so that's up to you. You're able to do that. I will say, whenever I was setting Brother James's account up, though, he registered as 120 years old. No, 121, I think, and so I'm not sure why that defaulted to that, but you may notice on your birthday that you are 1 or 2 or 50 years older than you actually are. And so that's another thing that you can fix there. Yes, sir. Yes, yeah, you set up an individual. Your accounts are linked. We link them on our side, but you both still have to set up an account. If you share an email, yes, you can still sign in the app using the same email, same password. So you might lose just a touch of functionality there. It will probably say one of you instead of both of you, but I don't think it's possible to have 2 separate accounts. So, all right. Any other questions before I move? Yes, sir. Is there an icon? It should be. After you download it, you should swipe over to your far right page, and it should be, we can pop it up there again, what it looks like. It's a little blue thing with a star. I keep throwing her wrenches back there. I think it's kind of hard to change. There it is. It's that icon right there. It's okay. You got it. Time to get a new phone, man. That's okay. All right. Everybody getting the pictures? Everybody getting good there? Any other questions on that before we move on a little? Yes, ma'am. Oops, sorry. Yeah, they're going to have their own email and create their own account probably for their picture to be added like that. So, which we can do that. We could add an email to their account too, but just for the most part, we don't really have student emails. So, but you call up to the church office and we can add those in. They can create an account. So I will say the functionality is going to be a lot more useful for adults than it will be mostly for teenagers. Yes, sir. Okay. That's probably, we probably just have one email for you both then. And so probably what you want to do is call up to the church or have Melinda add your email as well to your account. And we can swap around some there. All right. Hey, Justin, you want to share your passcode with me? My face didn't work. We don't look enough alike. Thanks, Justin. Okay, it's the most texting I've ever done from the pulpit. This is fun. All right, so moving on, let's kind of get into some of the other functionality of this. I think we're getting most people in it. It seems like, and so kind of the next thing is we can use this app as a communication tool as well. It's not just for our information, for our pictures, for us to look at other people's information. We can also use this as a communication tool, and so that's something that I really like about it. Sunday school classes. We have Melinda actively managing our Sunday school classes every single week, putting people in that are joining the class, taking people out that are switching classes, and so something really, really handy that we can do is for Sunday school classes, right now the functionality is that anybody in a Sunday school class can post in that Sunday school class, and everybody, as long as everybody in the class has their notification settings on for this app, can actually get that notification. So it acts as a group message. You don't get responses to it, although you can. It's like, for example, I sent this out to a group, which is, that's weird. It's not what's showing up on the iPad. So, hold on. I think I need to restart this. Okay. It's all right. We all have technical issues. Okay. So there we go. So this is just the staff group here is what this is, but I was testing this. And so I sent this out. Everybody in the staff group was notified of this, where I said testing all functions, and then people could respond. And so you guys can use this in your Sunday school class. So whoever's your teacher, you can send out, hey, we're studying Mark 9, 1 through 8. And everybody can kind of know that ahead of time. You can encourage your Sunday school class to be reading that, to be working through that, and everybody can kind of come to class knowing that. You could also say, hey, who's bringing donuts to class this week? And hopefully somebody will respond. But you can just use this as a kind of a communication tool within your Sunday school classes. And even if your teacher doesn't have everybody's phone number, even if they don't have all of that information, this app should work for that. And so I think that that's a really cool functionality of it. You can also message people individually. So like Justin, he messaged me and said, I like the chat feature. And so I can chat with Justin here and send him stuff. And so you can even chat within the app. So you can text message basically within the app. So some more functions of it. So and all that, you can see it. Your phone looks a little bit different. This bar that's on the left side for me, it's on the bottom for you on your phone. So just because the iPad size is a little bit different, but that's all on the bottom. Yes, sir, Keith. Creating a new group. That is a good question. I believe that right now administrators create new groups, and so I don't think that that's something that can just be added or created by anybody. And so I do think that Melinda has to create groups. So and then there's some groups, I mentioned Growing Pains, that we need to get rid of. Some that just are not active groups right now. And so you'll be seeing some of these disappear over time. So, yes. Yeah, and if you notice things like that, call up to the church office and let us know. That way we can do that. So again, all these things are things that you haven't been able to see in the past. And so now that people can see them, we want to make sure that they're 100% on. So. All right, and if you look under your giving tab, you can see that all of your giving for the last 10 years actually shows up on that giving tab, which I think is really handy, so people can know what they're giving. And you can give through that tab. So that's, yes. Yes, you can't see somebody else's giving. So if I clicked on here, you could see my giving, but you can't just like click on Brother James and just go snooping on the pastor, all right? That is not something that is possible. That's all shut down. So, but it is handy being able to look back and see that and give directly in the app. So Sonny will get up in a minute and kind of give a little bit more instructions on the giving, because we're switching. We, as you know, if you give online, we used Easy Tithe in the past. We're switching to Realm Giving now. It just makes a lot more sense for us. And so if you have recurring giving set up, like I have recurring giving set up, and so I went in and just changed it from Easy Tithe to Realm and set it up with my bank account, and it works flawlessly. So we've been trying this for a couple months now. We've been kind of testing all of this, and so. Yeah, you're not allowed to decrease. So that was a weird setting for them to put in there, but we were happy they put it there. So yeah, yeah, a little extra fees for that option, but I think it's going to pay off in the end. So anyway, so lots of functionality, a lot of things that we can do. There's another thing completely that we're adding in, and this is one of the big reasons that we had to do this, that we had to completely upgrade our system, and that is our child check-in. And so you're going to see that there's a check-in option. This is something that we're going to be rolling out over the next few weeks, something we've been talking about for a long time, and finally we are able to do it. Finally, now that the system's cleaned up and everything is ready to go, we're going to be able to do this. And so we're not going to use this for adults. Adults are going to continue taking Sunday school role like they do. But child check-in, a year ago, we started talking about the need to increase security within our children's ministry. And not even necessarily security, but also just ease of communication as well. And whenever a visitor comes in this church, they need to know that their kid is safe and that their kid will be in a safe environment. And somebody can't just go randomly pick them up and take them out. And so what we're doing, we're adding a check-in option sometime over the next few weeks, and we'll kind of have people helping walk through this. In fact, this is a great volunteer opportunity for somebody if they wanted to kind of take this on, and they were fairly technologically savvy. Yes, I can tell you one.
I was just saying that, Martina, your name, you were nominated and unanimously voted on to be that person at the check-in station.
So here's what we're looking for. Here's the need. We need somebody who has a greeter's ability, who just loves to greet people and say hi to people and welcome new people. And we're going to have 2 different iPads set up, one over here at the nursery side and one over at the front of the daycare side. And this is going to allow us to check in kids and for new visitors to get checked in. And just for somebody to introduce themselves, to walk them through the process, it will be very simple. But we just want to get some basic information on kids before we take them into our classrooms. That will allow us, and then after that, we'll actually print out a name badge for that kid. That way, we can have all of the information. On that will be their parents' cell phone number, which, as having worked here for 5 years as middle school pastor doing children's church, I would have killed for that cell phone number, because if a kid is having some kind of an issue, if they need their parent for some reason, that's a functionality that we need. And so we're adding that in. That's something that we're adding. And so we just need really a couple people who would be willing to step into that role. We don't have to take those volunteers tonight, but be thinking about that. one person's already been pointed out. So, but just somebody who has a really a welcoming heart and could take that volunteer role and just take that every week. It's not a teaching role. It's not even something you have to be just really technologically savvy, because everything's going to be set up for you. And once we get rolling, are you volunteering or you have a question? Okay, great. So Tisha, she wants to take on that role. Now we got Tisha and Marcy. I'm just kidding. So we can talk about it. But really, that's just a need that we have, and a need that we've sensed for a while. We haven't had any issues. We've had no security issues whatsoever. But we feel like it's a lot better to be proactive on that. So anyway, the cool thing is you're actually going to have the ability to check in on the app on here. And so some of that will be explanatory, and we'll explain it as we get it all up and running. So there's still some hoops we have to jump through on our side to get all that up and running. But we just wanted to go ahead and kick things off and get started. Even if it's slowly, we wanted to get started on it. So that's just something that we're working on. Next up on my list, oh wait, I have one more thing, and that is the events tab. If you click on the events tab, you're going to notice something. Yes? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep, it will match up. Yep. So we'll have a parent and a student tag. Yeah. So that's something we've needed for a long time, and just are finally getting it going. It wasn't a possibility with our old system, and so now it will be. If you click on the events tab, you're going to notice something. There are no events there. There is a reason for that, all right? In our search for the perfect software that was going to solve all of our needs, we realized there wasn't one. There wasn't one perfect thing, and so we actually are using two things. We're using our website, which is one thing. It's called Subsplash. That's what we're using. And we're using Realm Church Management Software. There's no perfect solution to every single church technological need. But the theory that we're working with is our website is for everybody. Our website is for church members. Our website is for visitors. Our website is for the community. It's for everybody to find out information. This app is for just our church members. This isn't something that somebody down the road who's thinking, hey, I'd really like to check out Valley Baptist. They're not going to call up here and say, hey, put my email in your system, send me the link, that way I can get a password, that way I can download the Realm Connect app so I can get in. That's not what our community is going to use. And so because of that, we want our events to be on our website, not on this app. I hope that makes sense, because through this, not just anybody can access this. And if we're having to update this multiple times in multiple fashions and ways, it's just not going to work. And so we decided the functionality on the website was a lot better than it is on the app. So we will not use that events tab. So that makes sense? Any questions? So, and we're not going to have like church events and outside events. You know, we're not a country club. So anyway, Sonny? You want to come up and explain a little bit about giving? Kind of the giving switchover?
All right. So I haven't heard much of the presentation, so let me preface that, because I've been helping people, so I'm not sure what all Brian has shared. But just like I mentioned earlier, you can see what you've given. And so if you ever have any questions about that, please contact me, and I'll answer the questions. It should always be there at least a week or a week and a half after you've given. I usually, Mondays when I process the offerings and stuff, so give it time to clear the bank and stuff like that. So if you see something, you don't see a gift that you've given, call me and let me look into it for you, okay? Secondly, nobody can see what you've given except myself. So you can see what you've given on your side, but you can't see what anybody else has given. So know that that's secure, that nobody has access to that. Okay, let me catch my breath here. All right. Did we mention anything about the policy, or you kind of mentioned that after? We just want to remind you that, this is for your class to communicate to. It's not Facebook Marketplace. I don't know if Brian had mentioned anything about that, but we just want to make sure that we use it to communicate church activities with one another, to keep ourselves in the loop for Sunday school classes and things going on. And, so that's that. Giving, one of the biggest things was on here, the way the system was initially set up. When you would contact her to update some information, then she would have to send that email or that information over to me, and I'd have to update it in my system. This helps both systems work together effortlessly and seamlessly, so when it's updated one time, now that you have that ability, it'll update our systems and we'll be up to date. So it's important that you look through there, check your email, check your phone numbers, the contact information that we have on you. Make sure that that's all correct and up to date, and that'll help us. And so it was mainly to do that because I send out your contribution statements at the end of the year, and if for some reason there was a gap between her and I, it was updated in her system and maybe not updated in mine, then that's going to go to the wrong address. So this will kind of help us put us in the same page and have the same information available at our hands. Another thing was, when you give online, if you're giving with your debit card, or hopefully using a debit card, we tend to encourage you or discourage the use of a credit card. But if you want to max it out on the church, I'm sure Brother James would be okay with that as well. So if you use a debit card or a credit card, there's a certain fee that's associated with that. There's like a 2-point-something percentage plus 30 cents per transaction. So technically right now for the past, I can say for the past year that I've been here, we average about $700 a month in fees. And what that means is, so when you give a donation, say you give a donation of $300, then you give us $300. At the end of the month, we get $295, whatever the fee is associated with that. And so the extra goes to pay the fees that we use for the online or merchant account for giving online. So we want to encourage you, the new system, they offered us a better rate, but the most important thing is if you would use your bank account, ACH, versus a credit card or a debit card, the fees are just simply 1%. So it saves us a lot of money, so more of the money that you're given comes to the church. Does that make sense? And so if you give $300, we might get $299 or something like that. So if you use ACH, it benefits the church more, that we don't have to put out in the fees. More of your money's going directly to the church versus debit card or credit card fees. I was going to say something else along the line of that. Yes. Okay. Usually on Mondays is when I put in if you've given, did you give online or, okay, so you gave in the church. So when you give directly in the offering, that information is technically put in on a Monday, during the day, Monday sometime. That's, yeah, last Monday was a holiday, so it probably didn't get in. Okay. Yes, because so what I do, Brother John, and this is what Wendy had encouraged me to do, like she makes we put it into the system, okay? But until we post that contribution, it might not show up on there because that's in case we have any returns. We don't have to go back and do some additional work if it was if we had a chargeback or a bounce check, and so you give it a week to make sure that it's cleared and there hasn't been any issues, and then I'll post it in the system. So it's in the system, but it's not posted to. Maybe 7 to 10 is what it should be. I get it. And it was a holiday. I don't know why it hasn't shown up, but I would say typically 7 to 10 days before it shows up on there. Okay? That's typically what should happen. So, and so anyhow, if you give, like I said, we encourage you to use the ACH versus the credit or the debit account because it does help save the church fees in that, and we do have a better rate with this company. So that's what it's about, is just making, being better stewards and making more use of what you contribute as a church member to the church. We get to use that funds to the fullest extent for ministry purposes. So anybody else have any questions? Yes, Brother Rick. 1% on ACH, I believe. Oh, and I believe that's correct. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Okay, when you said that, it reminded me what else I was going to say, and by now I think I might have forgotten it. But it was 1% ACH. Yeah, 2.25, but when he said that, oh man. Thank you. Yes, Miss Melinda. Miss Melinda has been awesome. Of course, Miss Lisa and Melissa as well. They do a great job on the administrative staff. But you do have the option now to cover that as well. So if you don't want to use ACH, for instance, we have one person that contributes X amount of dollars, and for us to get the X amount of dollars that they want to contribute, when they do that, it says cover the fees. You can click that button and it'll tell you how much those fees are. And so instead of giving, I'll just use $300, say the fee's $3. So now your contribution is $303. Your contribution is still $300, but you're paying the fees that we would have incurred at the end of the month. Does that make sense? So you're able to cover those fees if you'd like to, the way the church gets the $300. Thank you, Miss Melinda. Any other questions? Okay, and I know we're aware of cable links, and I'm not sure of anybody else, but we'll work on that tomorrow morning to try to get us whitelisted on their thing so you can receive those emails and get an invite to the Realm app. And like I said, there's some that are still having some issues just because they don't remember a password to get into their account, whatever. Call the church office. We'll be glad to try to help you and work through it. If you have an older phone and it's not able to be updated, you can't get the app on your phone, you can access it through the web browser on your phone, so we can help and walk you through that as well. So there's still a way for you to use that even though you're not able to use the app, okay? Yes, ma'am. No, you talking about the Church Life app, or you talking about Valley website? So I think, if I'm not mistaken, if you type in valleyb.church, the old website, it takes you to the new website, correct? Yes. Oh, okay. Okay. Good point. I'm glad you brought. If you're used to getting the newsletter, the bulletin, or the prayer list, you can go to the resources tab at the top of the website. And are you able to pull that up?
It's media and resources.
If you go to that media and resources tab,
You hit media, you hit resources.
and then you scroll down. If you can click that PDF download, Brian, on there, or somebody, and it'll pull up. Okay, that's the prayer wall they hit, but you should have the newsletter, the bulletin, and it's all going to be under there, which you used to get and familiar with on the old website. It's under that resource tab on the new website, okay? And then the calendar, like I said, if you click from there on the resources, it takes you to our events calendar. It should be on the phone as well. If you're using the browser and you're going through the. Okay, yeah, it'll have to be in the browser, valleybaptistchurch.com or valleyb.church. Yes. Yes, sir. That is using your checking account, and your routing number. Yeah. That's correct, John. Any other questions for myself or Brian? Coolio. All right. I'll be hanging around for a few minutes after church if you still need access or need help trying to get signed in, okay?
Yeah, and we kind of walked through some of this stuff, and so there's no need for us to probably walk through this all again, but you know, we did upgrade this. Feel like it looks a lot more modern, a lot better. A lot of different ways that we can connect, grow. Got lots of options on here, and so you guys get on there, explore it. If you see some random Latin phrases, that's because that's filler. Let me know. That's not supposed to be there. I just sitting over there, I found one, and so yeah, media. Resources, calendar just takes us, give it a second. So, yeah, we've got everything going on here. So we're excited. This is something all of us ministry leaders are going to be in charge of keeping updated. And so I think that that's the right way for us to do it. And so we're all going to take responsibility for our ministries. And all right, any other questions before we're, yes, sir.
You go to the directory, you pull up an individual's information.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to expand the photo?
If you click on it, yeah, I think you need a new phone. Rumor has it yours is a little, it's kind of like the ACS software we were using. It's 17 years old too. No, a little bit, we had a few times whenever you would click on it, you had to close and click on it again, just kind of some funky app issues. So anyway, use your wife's phone. You need an iPad. That's just carry an iPad around with you. Okay, we'll do private tutoring later. Okay, so anybody else? Anybody else before we dismiss? All right. Do you just want me to pray? Do you want to say anything? Okay.
Beverly and I and our family are going to be gone. We're scheduled to be gone next Sunday. All of us, our kids, And